Hi, I'm Greg Zestruk from the Blind Enthusiasm Brewing Company, and I am here to the Fruitful Pursuits Cherry 2023 release report. My colleague Doug, the head brewer and blender at the Monolith, will be opening the beer, and we'll be trying it and telling you how it tastes on the day of release. All right, Doug, the moment of truth. We're going to open the bottle. And as tradition here on the channel, Doug pointed directly at me to prove that we are very, very careful. He's not following tradition. Very, very careful with our dosing of carbonation power. All right, and it's a squeaky sound as we crank that cork. We use top quality corks, by the way. There's probably a blog on that somewhere. Whew. Smooth like molten gold. And once again, Doug has shown his skill as an opener of bottles.
Smooth like what?
Smooth like molten golden.
Are we allowed to?
Yeah, we can probably say that. That's just promotion for those guys. Don't worry, it'll be fine. It's a Canadian saying. All right, Doug will pour the beers. This one, of course, is really, really, really pretty. Like, really pretty. Look at that. Whew. I believe the term was ruby red. We'll switcheroo.
Yeah, thank you.
Whoa, I almost started by spilling it. Let's try that again. Doug, I can't help but notice this beer is a particular color. Is there any additions to this beer?
So as the name would suggest, Fruitful Pursuits Cherry uses whole sour cherries from the Okanagan, sourced for us by Stephen Dan's Fresh BC's fruit, as most of our fruit is.
My understanding of these cherries, also, they don't know the lineage. Like they're a generically sour cherry because they don't know where they came from.
Yeah, that was like a really unique point that Stephen Dan had made when suggesting that these particular cherries is they've been grown in the Okanagan so long that no one really knows the heritage, the original point source for growing them, and they've been like a big part of the culture of the Okanagan for a long time. And they're not your typical like Okanagan cherries you get from like a stand at the farmer's market, the big eating ones.
Yeah,
these are small, a smaller cherry, a little bit thicker skin that has like a ton of acidity and would be considered like a cooking or dessert cherry kind of deal.
Nice. Well, let's dig in because this is like way too enticing. Cheers.
Cheers.
Whew. Some people would say this carries cherry character. Would you agree?
I would agree. And so would Nar and Nick, the brewers.
All the brewers who say that all the time. So this is a delightful cherry bomb. What are we drinking, Doug?
Yeah, so this is a blend of 1, 2, and 3 year spontaneous fermentation barrels made to be everything that can highlight the cherries that we're using. And then we used a very classic, inspired by the Belgians, dosing rate of cherries, which is just as much as you can physically get in there.
Yeah.
With this one, we used 900 kilos in the batch.
Do you have to process them at all? Like, do you have to crush them, or what do you guys do with them?
Yeah, so with these, we get them fresh, and then they're flash frozen. Not for storage means, but what that does is you get the cellulose and the cells of the cherry breaking apart because as they freeze, the cells burst, which is a type of maceration, and it's a little bit more delicate on the fruit and preserves aromatics a little more. So it's a nice, easy way. That's a trick I picked up from some of the Belgian guys.
Nice.
And then we leave the stones in, or the seeds in, because they add so much character to the product.
Cool. Do you want to maybe start taking us through this one?
Yeah, so a very obvious ruby red color. There's so much cherry that it couldn't be anything else. Getting into the aromatics and flavors, they're both very similar. So you're getting obviously really ripe, big cherry character. It's the predominant flavor, but that can be broken down, as you had noted earlier when we were tasting this.
We cheated. We tried it today.
Oh,
earlier.
we always need
Don't
to
trust
just to get the notes down.
Yeah.
There's big marzipan character from the cherries and the seeds. Little bit of vegetal, really soft, nice tannin, and then some really good balanced baking spice and some light cinnamon, allspice kind of notes. And that kind of holds true for both the aroma and flavor.
Yeah.
Typically, when we're talking about them, we'll kind of decompartmentalize or split the two, but
This one kind of goes together. And
Yeah,
like
with the cherry being like the main takeaway from this one, they end up being quite similar.
Cool. Another notable thing about this one, like texture. Like I think the fruit beers in particular that you make have really tremendous texture because we use the whole fruit. We don't use purees. We don't use extracts. We use the whole fruit in the beer. So.
Yeah. You're picking up. It's a really good note. Because you have the skins and everything. You're gonna pick up like a really nice velvety tannin from those. It's gonna be really coating, really round. But going into acidity level, then this is kind of like a medium but round acidity. It's not sharp in any way. So with the texture of the cherries and that like really round acidity, you're gonna get like a really balanced experience, and it's going to carry through very dessert-like if you were to look for a pairing for it and things like that.
Chocolate cake, baby. That would be
cherries and chocolate is the classic.
Unbelievable pairing for this.
Yeah.
So this is our next release in the Fruitful Pursuits series, Cherry 2023. Delicious beer. We hope you like it, and thanks for watching. We hope you've watched the very end. We don't have any surprises at the end, but you learn a lot of things by watching at the end. Thank you, Doug. Cheers. Hey, thanks for following up and watching this whole video. Love for you to subscribe to watch all of the future reports. We'll be doing release reports of every beer, and throughout this whole year, we're going to do a bunch of cellar reports about all the beers we've ever released, so you know when it's time to drink them. Hope you enjoy it.